Hey guys, today I have this video here from Zizaran that is called Melee in Path of Exile 2 has a big problem. This of course caught my attention because I play Melee. I started playing from day one with a warrior. I am still playing my warrior level 90, so I am interested in see what he has to say. I consider myself a Melee player, so I want to know what is happening in here.
Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and this is going to be a video about my experience with Melee. And I recently tried the Quinn 69 build with Bleed, Ignite, Hammer of the Gods, and I had a lot of fun things to it, but it really highlights a lot of issues with Melee and Melee.
There you have your first problem. You were trying a Queen build, brother. That right there is the first problem, dude.
Skills. So I made like a list here to try to organize my thoughts a little bit of what I liked and what I didn't like and stuff, and a lot of big glaring issues that Melee has. Now I will say that I have played a totem character, like Melee totems, to like level 80, 85, something like that, and then I've played a minion summoner to almost 95, and I've played a spark character who's about to hit 95, and a few others like artillery ballista, gas arrow, lightning bolt, whatever arrow, and I've tried a few other skills as well. Play the frost skill thing as well. So I've tried a few different things, and I would say that the big problem, and specifically if I ever use the word melee, I am specifically talking about mace skills. I have no experience with monk, and monk looks generally fine.
Yeah, it is different. It is the monk is melee, but has a lot of abilities that shoots projectiles or impact a big area. It is really different than the mace, and the monk is really fast, or the quarter staff. The attacks are fast. It doesn't feel the same as the slow animation of the mace skills, right?
Are you looking to gear up for the wave of next-gen ARPGs? This year is going to be insanely demanding on your system, but not on your wallet. Starforge has you covered with the Horizon line, with great computers for your everyday gaming, and for those looking for the top-of-the-line PC, the Voyager model is there for you.
Hey, Starforge, I don't have money to buy one of your PCs, but hey, brother, hey, sponsor me, my dude. Give me one PC, one good PC, and I will advertise your shit for one whole year for free. I know that my channel is not that big yet, but I will be bigger, of course, and at that point, it will be a great deal for you, because I will keep my promise of advertising for 1 year, even if I grow bigger. So, hey, brother, send me a PC, dude. I need it.
If you want a solid system with a rock-hard performance, look no further. Starforge is the perfect fit for you. That rocket is definitely happy to see you. Give yourself an edge to blast through the golden year of ARPGs by heading over to starforgesystems.com and get yourself one of the best PCs in the universe. Mace skills is particularly bad compared to other things. They aren't necessarily bad in a vacuum. Like, the game is very playable and stuff like that, but there are still a few issues that even if the other skills don't exist, will be a big issue. So a lot of that is with skills. So Perfect Strike, it is a skill that sort of like winds up, and
I hate that ability, brother. I don't use that shit because it sucks. I don't like that window of opportunity and having to stand in there like an idiot. No, fuck that.
It has a perfect window, sort of, where in that little window, if you let go of the skill, it'll do insane damage. Almost one shot a boss. It's great. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's really good. The biggest problem is that you are very ragdolly. You aren't that like solid on the ground. So when you're doing this perfect strike, the boss can sort of nudge you or hit you, and you don't get to like re-aim or reposition while you're in this ability. So you might have done a war cry and you're ready to actually hit the boss. You hit the timing for it perfectly, but it just flies off into the air, right? You whiff it. And that happens very often. I really did not personally enjoy that. The counterplay to that is to make sure that you're using Perfect Strike when the enemy is fully stunned. right? That is an actual counterplay to that. But if you don't want to build around stun, then this just feels really bad. So I did not personally like that. Another thing was with Stampede, sometimes you will just ricochet off a monster or randomly get stuck on a monster or a wall, or it's really weird. So I don't know. That was pretty rage-inducing, so I didn't really enjoy using Ricochet a lot. I did start trying to use Stampede because for a while I was using whatever this skill is called.
I think Stampede has to be like the most usability for the warrior, right? Because it is what people are using, or for the mace and shield. It is what people are using to clear the Stampede. It is one of the best feeling abilities, but at the same time people hate it because of that, because you are supposed to go through mobs and roll over them, but they stop you, which is stupid. They make you go to the sides and all of that, and people rage at that.
Molten Blast, and I was like, it's a little bit slow. What if I can just leap slam and then use my Bone Shatter? Because Molten Blast or Leap Slam can prime enemies for a stun, and then Bone Shatter is super good, right? It clears the screen basically. So that felt really good. So I was like, well, I'll Leap Slam then. And then the problem with that is you Leap Slam, and if the monsters don't get stunned enough, they're just instantly attacking you, and you get like a... Best example I have is the Path of Exile 1 situation with Devourers, where they're all coming up around you, and they all attack at the same time, and then you can't even Healing Potion even if you have an instant one, right? Because if they all attack at literally the same time, it is effectively, not for armor, but for your health pool, effectively like getting one large attack or a slam, that is going to kill you. So let's say loads of small monsters are hitting you for 20,000 damage at the same time. I can't react to that. So Leap Slam had some issues here as well. And then auto attack, like mace attack, is your largest single target for a while, which feels a little bit odd. Now, it is important to underline that I am fully aware this is an early access, and I'm fully aware that a lot of the other skills might just be too strong. But I just think it's important to talk about my experience.
Because that is exactly what happens with Warrior, right? Like, I like Warrior. I don't feel it sucks. It has a lot of abilities that sucks, but I find it that is fun. That this new combat that they designed of rolling and dodging and hitting, it is best felt on the Warrior. But the problem is that when you try another thing, for example, I started with the Warrior and I didn't try anything else until I had my Warrior in the end game. But then you start with a ranger or a sorcerer or another bullshit, and you realize how different it is and how much harder and slower the warrior is. And I have to imagine that the same goes both ways. Like if you start with a ranger or a sorcerer and you blast through the game, and then you try a warrior, you say, brother, this is so much slower, so much different. I don't like this. So that is... Why does this reflect what he's saying? Because when you compare the mace skills with the other skills, that is when you find the problem. In a vacuum, the mace skills, you could say, oh, they work, they are fun, they are fine. But when you compare it to the other skills, these are two different worlds, dude.
To see, first off, like, have other people had this experience? This is a common thing. And, like, it might be something for the devs to, like, listen to feedback from and read comments of like a lot of if a lot of people feel similarly. And I did a melee talk with Karn as well. This should be up on YouTube by the time this video is up, and he had a lot of problems with it too. Now, another thing is positioning, utility, and defense for mace skills. So a big problem is you get pushed around and ragdolled so hard. There's so many things that just push you, and I think a big problem solver for this would be the more strength your character has. Maybe armor could contribute to this. There are loads of things that could contribute to this, but giving you some sort of staying power, pushing power, or a larger stun threshold could be a really good thing. Maybe that could be a node. But yeah, some sort of sturdy stat, if you will, would help that a lot. And a side note on ragdolling in particular in the game, it does not feel like an intended feature. I know that it is, but whenever it happens to me, like even when I'm opening a delirium pocket and I get pushed, it feels like I'm lagging. It feels like I'm bugging out.
That happens a lot. And it is not like, well, of course we know it is not lag, maybe it is a bug, but I know what he's saying, and I will explain to you why that happens if you haven't played the Warrior, or maybe you have played another class but it hasn't happened to you, because I have to imagine this can happen with another class. They push you, but the camera doesn't move. So the camera is static in this place, and they push you, and they take you sometimes even out of the screen. And after the push stops, then the camera moves. And it feels awful because you feel like you completely lost control of your character, of your camera, of everything. It wouldn't feel as bad if the camera moved with you. But when they push you out of nowhere like that, the camera stops, but you move. And it is so weird, dude. That is why he says it is like I am lagging or whatever, because that is the feeling you get.
It does not feel like, wow, these monsters are pushing me forward. So it looks and feels terrible. So I would hopefully, hoping that gets looked at. A big problem with melee skills in particular, more so than other skills, is that you're encouraged to have long combos. You have things like Earthquake with a 4-second aftershock. You have things like Thunder with like the whole huge slam that takes forever. And this is very like not the exception. Like, it is very much the rule.
Brother, I took 3 business days to cast that Thunder, dude. What is that, dude? Look at this. Look at this. What is that wind up, dude? Those are like 3 business days. With another class, you shoot like 4 abilities in that time or more.
Hammer of the Gods is kind of okay with this because it's something you set down yourself and you're not like stuck in animation, but you're very encouraged to have slow attack speed, high damage, and somebody has given crack cocaine to all the monsters. So they're rushing at 200 miles an hour. It is like watching my cats go for catnip.
And I am slow as fuck.
So maybe give the monsters less mech, and then this would work. But I think the solution here would be removing less attack speed for nodes, and also having more accessible attack speed. And if we hover over, for example, Leap Sum here, you can see that it adds a flat additional 0.65 seconds to total attack time. Now, a possible solution to this could be similar to PoE 1, where your first Leap Sum is instant, and if you're spamming it, it isn't, unless you attack or invest a lot into it.
That would be
could
cool,
be an option.
because the Leap Slam also has a long cast. Look at this. What is that? And you know what is stupid about the Leap Slam that I hate? It is something that it is not necessarily about the slam, but about the game in general. I don't know if you have noticed, but there is no Z-axis on this game. There is no verticality. Even if you feel like you are jumping like this, in the engine itself, it is only XY, only up and down, left and right. What does this mean? That even if you are up in the air, the game doesn't register that you are up in there, and the monsters down below are still hitting you. So you are not like flying over them, they will hit the fuck out of you. And there are points where this doesn't matter at all, but there are points where it matters. For example, in Act 3, where you get the hacks that everybody hates, that throw the ball of water, the big water ball at you, and you can get drowned, and it is an insta-kill. Well, maybe some of you have tried it. I fell victim of this. Is that you go and you try to leap slam over the ball because you say, well, the ball is coming at me, I am going to jump it. But then there is no verticality and you get trapped in the air inside of the ball and you get drowned. That is so fucking stupid, my dude. And if you don't believe me that this happened, look it up in YouTube. There are hardcore players that have died to this, trying to leap slam over this water ball, and they get drowned in the air. Look it up. It is a thing.
The total attack time addition there, kind of unideal. Armor, life, defense is not really anywhere in the realm of...
dick. My whole defense goes, you can see right now, but my whole defense right now, it is based on this shield that gets a lot of block chance. Block chance is lucky, and I paid it with my ascendancy node that I can block damage from all hits while shield is not raised, so I can block AoE damage. That is my defense, blocking all that I can, and I get healed when I block. Armor sucks fucking dick. I don't care about armor. What I do is block everything.
Being okay. Armor is noticeable on white monsters and blue monsters, but then you have armor break, which happens so much in this game and lasts for so long that just completely wipes out your armor. So even if armor didn't have that, it would still be not good enough for how much you have to invest into it. So in general, armor needs a lot of additions. Like, it should be better. I'm okay with the concept of armor being for monsters and maps and not necessarily a bossing defense. But then we also need bossing defenses then for life.
Yep.
We don't really have that. The only real defense you have right now that is functional in the game is energy shield with block or evasion. Even energy shield on it.
There it is. He said it. Block. Block is your defensing hero. Don't tell me that is one of the dudes that doesn't let you regenerate, brother, because I hate that fucking mechanic. The rare dudes that don't let you regen life. After a certain threshold, like 50%, you can regen life. Motherfucker. Hold on, guys. I am in a tight spot in here and I don't want to die. Come on, come on. Yeah, it doesn't let me recover over 50%. Motherfucker. Hey, that was a hard-hitting Sunder right there, my dude. That was a hard-hitting Sunder right fucking there.
I need more time.
Okay, everything is fine. By the way, if you didn't think I was a melee guy, I am using Rolling Slam, your very fierce melee skill, still in level 90, motherfucker. Look at this. Boom! Boom! Okay.
Its own feels terrible, but at least energy shield can then get a multi-layer defense. But
fuck energy shield. All my homies hate energy shield, and I am hoping for a double whammy in the next patch. Buff armor and nerf energy shield.
With block or evasion does not feel anywhere near as good because you just can't get enough raw enough raw health. Mana cost is crazy as well.
It is a really big problem.
I know Karn tweeted, like, basically he finally got his like level 20 gem or whatever. He upgraded it, and now he can no longer use the skill at all.
Yeah, do you know how I solved it? No mana. If you can see, I have no mana. I don't even have a mana flask. Because one Rolling Slam was my whole mana thing, and I couldn't expand abilities. How did I solve it? Easy. Blood Magic. You pick Blood Magic. Remove soul mana, skill mana cost converted to life cost. So all my shit costs life. And since I have regen life, and when I kill something, I regen life, then it is not that big of a problem. But yes, mana costs are insane when playing mace skills, which is counterproductive because why am I using mana in this bitch if I am a fucking warrior and hitting with my hands? I am not doing magic in here. Why do I need mana to cast something? This is not even a cast, just to attack. It doesn't make any sense. And you will hate me for this, because I know that people hate it when someone says something positive about D4. But that is something that D4 does better. It makes, and I know that people hate the generator spender bullshit, but this is not related to generator spender. It makes sense that a barbarian would use Fury and not mana, because why the fuck would you need mana to hit fucking things? Fury makes more sense, dude. And it makes sense that it is a different system than mana. Of course it does. I am not saying bring Fury to PoE because I know that it's not going to happen. What I am saying is it doesn't make fucking sense that a warrior needs mana to hit with a hammer.
It just now it costs too much mana to even use once. So mana cost on melee, and I kind of agree with what Karn was saying there. Like, it doesn't make sense that a melee skill where you're attacking with your weapon has such an insane, like, arcane.
He's saying it, brother. He's saying what I just said.
In cost, like a mana cost, right? That should be more for spells. I think they should be far more lenient on mana cost.
Yep.
And then, yeah, the minimum attack time. These are the main points that I think need to be changed. I'm sure there are.
If you didn't know, if you don't play warrior, why he's saying the minimum attack time is that basically warrior skills like this on the right here don't scale with attack speed. So it doesn't matter if you say, oh, I am going to invest into attack speed to not be so slow. It doesn't matter. You will always be slow because it has a minimum attack speed that you can't go under it, and you never ever will make it fast. That is a problem in here, bro. Die.
More. I have not played melee as much as most people. I only had 2 characters, with the highest being like 85, which is quite low. But yeah, I did notice it has a lot of issues. So hopefully some of these will get looked at. I don't necessarily know how to make melee good other than making it not melee.
What you do is improve the speed, dude, because this is too slow. If you are not going to give me a faster speed as a baseline, allow me to scale it somehow, even if you cap it, but allow me to be faster in movement speed too, because you have to remember that the armor has an implicit that is not shown in here, by the way, that makes you slower, and heavy armor makes you slower than a light armor for like evasion or something. So allow me to be faster in movement and in attack speed. Allow me to hit harder, because the penalty that I am taking in attack speed you don't repay to me that with damage, by the way. And there is a point that even if I hit harder, it doesn't matter, because everybody is deleting white mobs with 1 click, but they do it fast and I have to do it with a long wind up. It doesn't make any sense. But the worst offender and the hard thing to improving here is that the whole game will need to change to make melee better, and that is not going to happen. My prediction is that melee will, unless they do like some insane buff that takes it to the OP realm, to the overpowered broken realm, melee is always going to be weaker because of the inherent way the game plays, right? Being ranked and being able to move while attacking and to not have to engage in close combat to these cracked mobs, it is always going to be better to be ranked, right? There are some bosses where melee is stronger, in my opinion, like the hyena boss from Act 2. It is better to be melee because you can roll around the boss and he's never going to hit you with the big hit. The big monkey is also like that. But outside from that, melee is almost always at a disadvantage. And a way to improve things for melee would be like mobs that are less cracked, that don't outrun you with insane mods. That one that I faced a little bit ago, like a ranked character can be far away from it. I don't get the aura that doesn't allow you to regenerate life. But since I am melee and I have to engage with it, the bullshit that doesn't allow me to regenerate life, I have to tank it. I have to tank it, and it is stupid. Of course, there is another one that is temporal intangibility or something like that, that you need to be closer. Well, that one is better for me, right? But still, ranked has a lot of advantages over melee. So yes, it is a complex topic, but a start would be to make us faster. Of course, that is like the easiest way. Makes us faster and give us more mana and improve survivability for us. Make armor important, make armor good. Those are some first steps for sure.
Similar to when we had Impaler Ground Slam in PoE 1, which by the way was very fun. Did enjoy that quite a lot. But yeah, would definitely need a lot of change. But either way, let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, things that I missed and you think GGD should know. But either way, thanks for watching.
I agree with a lot, and the things that I think you missed, I just mentioned. But yes, it was a great video. Yes, Mace has a lot of problems. And my worry is that we are going to get more melee stuff, right? We are going to get, let's see if I can open this. Well, I don't have a gem to open the bullshit, right? But I am going to town just to show you guys this. All the things that are going to be melee that would eclipse Mace, right? Because if you do this, you will realize that you have the axe, right? You have the sword. You have the spear, which will be a hybrid. You have the daggers. You have the primal that will have some stuff ranked and some stuff. It is also a hybrid and some stuff melee. And the flail that I think it will also be a hybrid. But I have to think that it will have some melee stuff. If not, the majority will be melee stuff. So you have a lot of stuff that will be melee. What is the problem? that melee players like myself will gravitate towards the one that feels the best. So if, for example, swords have a lot of cool melee abilities or skills that are not so slow, we are going to gravitate towards that, right? And maybe not only swords, but also axes or spears and daggers. And what will happen? People will not play mace because people will say mace sucks because it is too slow. So you develop this whole thing in here and people will not play it because they don't like how it feels. So that is a worry that melee players right now, this is what we have. We have to play it. But eventually, we will have more toys and we are going to play those toys instead. But yes, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. Have you tried melee? You haven't tried melee. Did you like it? You didn't like it? Again, I am liking melee a lot. I am still playing Rolling Slam at level 90. But I do recognize it has a lot of problems. And when you play a different skill or different class, you realize it. But yes, let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff, brother. Hey guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless you. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.